agenda.
So also, it means
It was nice actually because I saw Chris Cole.
I think you're as well. Or in the.
That step up because that's quite a challenging step. Just to get the opportunity. But you both did really well. Yes, he said. You need some people to get
Try and.
Sounds stressful.
Yeah, I've got 3.
Not coming out of your pocket.
Fingers crossed.
just blood sugar.
Yeah? Apparently it's happened before.
Yeah. Well, he's quite tall. So I'm still
I'm
glad he's alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he was all fine.
Yeah. But yeah, anyway, back to the point. Yeah.
Oh, what?
Yes, it's all that. You don't want to be too keen, but throw me a crumb. Any crumb?
So do you remember Mark Roberts?
Yeah.
Captain.
It'd be an FA Cup, back in the cup, FA Cup.
That couple of years ago. Jesus.
It was,
Yeah, God. But yeah, that big ginger centre back was the captain. Because he was on the team. He went to one and he went to.
Because there's lots of people stuck.
But I noticed the other day when Town got beat by Brackley, and their winner was Mark Roberts.
They must all be on the same side.
They've all gone out with the kids and that was the double.
Yeah.
It's a winner for Mark
so it's doing it.
There's a few. And that's Southend type culture. Not what I think it was. Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, that's right. They're only going to get married. I didn't see Kings. Is he not there? Oh, right. He was there.
Two blocks from the bar.
Oh, yeah, because it was Peter Reid. No, it was all bad. He was on TV. Fucking quite nice.
Did anyone else stop doing that? No. Did anyone else walk past? Harry Webster. 2 minutes, please. I'll tell you I'll tell you what the transcript. I mean, I can type the reason.
I gave the reason. That's personally the briefest resignation letter. Or else we say kicking up. Live old boys are sort of sad with it. So one of the boxes are just taking someone else down. Say to them.
Is they it?
Well, unless he gets a call from Old Trafford by the sound of it.
Now doing really well at Austria.
Yeah, I might.
I'm off. Playing New York Friday night. But start on Saturday.
Now they interrupt.
Let's do it. It's my party. Yeah. Sorry, I've got family. Sorry, can't keep it.
They'll all be at the same time.
That's where they live, yeah. Well, yeah. The only tricky one is Jimmy Dawes on YouTube. He's had to face it with that down.
Well, sorry, it wasn't for you that it'd be so funny. I'd have to go through all this excitement again, you know.
The bottom half of the frame.
It's actually perfect. Yeah, still winning their hands, but they don't even have to win. I'm
Knocking on for as opposed to
on another result.
they won on Man City.
You can do to chop them broad. Yeah, you can. Send it back. Yeah, picks it with your chop. Oh, yeah. Deal it.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're well. Same process as ever with mics on either side of the room. Please bear in mind it's a Sunday embargo, so the open section will be busier, and we'll set the embargo for 10:30 p.m. on Saturday evening. Somewhere to start? Mike?
Afternoon, Pep. So, FA Cup semi-final again. It could be a third successive final as well. If you strip back all the trophies you've won, how much of an achievement is that?
To play final?
Yeah, if you're in a seventh successive semi-final, could be a third successive final if you win. If you take all the trophies you've won away from it, how much of an achievement is that?
It would be good to make the third, but you have a serious and tough rival to do it, and with the enthusiasm of Nottingham Forest people and fans, because it's a long time don't play a semi-final FA Cup, and I know the support that they will have, and but of course it means the many years we have been there in this competition.
I noticed the other night ahead of kick-off that Rodri was in and around the dressing room and talking to the players and helping them just before they went out against Aston Villa. Even though he can't play, how much of a role is he having right now?
I love that. All that I say, the guys don't play or ninjas. If they feel I allow them to be a manager. So the role of holding midfielder, Rodri knows perfectly, and he can help the guys there. It's the way we create the teams. It's bones. It's something special when the guys don't play or are injured, can help the guys that are playing. Because everybody will enjoy next season being in Europe, and if they believe that it's just for the 11 players played, they are wrong. So I like it. I like a lot.
Finally, from me, Kevin De Bruyne said this week that it was the club's decision not to renew his contract. Just wanted to know why then the club didn't feel that it was worth keeping Kevin on.
I said the reason why.
Andy?
Hi, Pep. Just on the injured players, is there any chance of Edison or any of the other injured players returning this weekend?
We'll see. Eddie is coming back, training a little bit, but I don't know. He will be ready for this game, hopefully for the next one.
And are there any new injuries or new issues at all?
No.
Right. Thank you.
Hi, Pep. On Edison, there's been a bit of speculation about his future again. I know it's something we've heard before. Could he leave in the summer? What's the thinking from the club's point of view?
I don't want to speak about the situation right now, about the possible situations personal. So we are really pleased for the victory the last game, but we cannot forget that the games that our contenders have in hand, we can be fifth in the table. So it's many important games to play. We have a semi-final. I'm not going to talk about any personal situations right now.
Will that be the key then? Once you know whether you'll be in the Champions League for certain next year, that's when you as a club will make those decisions?
We have complete time for every single situation and every single place that they deserve to be dealt like they want, for the benefit of them, the families, agents, club, and anything in the right moment. Now is not the right moment. Maybe internally the players can do whatever they want, but here is not the time.
Can I just finish by asking about Erling Haaland? Obviously, Rodri being around the group was obviously a massive boost. What's Erling been like around the dressing room? And
he's getting better, and he's injured, and of course I always have been involved as well. So apparently he can be 10 more years here. So I'm pretty sure he wants more than anyone else to be in the Champions League next season.
Pep, Forest are having a dream season. They could come back to the Champions League after so long. Do you have any memories of that Brian Clough team? No. You didn't.
I was so young.
How do you see their
unbelievable
their season?
I know the history. I found years ago his son in the FA Cup or Carabao Cup. I don't remember. And we talk about his father. What they have done is unbelievable, and I think English people know the character, personality, the press conferences, the way they play. So if they did it, what they have done, Brian Clough has done, we have done, with Forest has done, is because they were really good team. You cannot do it. No consecutive times do it.
And this Nuno Espírito Santo team is quite hard to break. They defend really well, counter-attack so fast.
Yeah, Nuno have done incredible things with Wolves, qualifying for the Europa League in Europe, and now with Nottingham Forest. Always have done an unbelievable job. Always have been really tough when it was involved now. And set pieces defend, the commitment that defend. Always I said, when players defend that way, is a huge talent. Always we consider the talent, the guys who have good skills, good passes, good goals. But I admire a lot the teams like defend with this spirit. We defend well is have a talent. And they have the commitment, and of course the transition with the tough players up front. So the owner, I think, invests with the top class players, have a depth squad, and was promoted in the Premier League, and they invest a lot to don't be relegated, and they did it. And now look, the results are here.
Hi, Pep. Another trip to Wembley. Are you still feeling the same buzz and excitement as you have done in previous years?
For me, yeah. Especially with the season that we had. Yeah.
And would a top 5 finish and reaching another final, would that provide some sort of satisfaction because of the difficult season you've had, or would it still be a disappointment for you?
First, we had to reach the final. First, and too much respect. The second one, I said many times, the season have not been good. Regardless, we reach the final or we go to the Champions League. But of course, we would avoid bigger damage, for the club, and the season was not been good. So, from my point of view, what dictate what the season is good is the Premier League, all the time, because it gives you week by week happiness, good momentum, and after FA Cups, Champions League, it's more the keeper safe, not safe, penalty miss, no miss, and make the difference. But the Premier League dictate how have been your season. Season was not been good, but could be worse at the same time, right? Could be worse. Not be in the 5th or 4th or 3rd like right now, could be even worse. So now we're in the positions, in our hands. We have this incredible opportunity to be 3 in a row to the final in FA Cup. And now they have a few days to play against Wolves, that again we received like Crystal Palace when came here in the best month of the season, 5 in a row, 6 games in a row in the Wolves, and after we have long weeks. It depends if it's the final or not, to prepare the last 3-4 games, and hopefully we can do it.
Finally, just does the disappointment of the Premier League season then give you more fire to make it right next season?
Next season will be better. Yeah. I think everyone learned the lesson. So next season, I think we'll compete in the Premier League a little bit better than happened that season.
Hi Pep. Erling put on social media sort of him back training with his boots on. Is he close to a return?
It feels better. I said before it feels better, but I don't know when, because the injury is not a comfortable injury, I would say. You have some twist in your ankle, in your knees, and after, taping or so on. But syndesmosis is not a comfortable, it's not a small guy. I would say completely the opposite, but he's getting better, step by step. I still didn't train with the team. We see next days how evolve.
So it's just individual work for now?
Yeah.
Hi Pep, you said that just before about learning lessons. What lessons have you and the squad learned this year?
We have to do better. To create another bound about the team, the spirit, we recover. The celebration, we scored a goal. We scored a goal the first. Bernie scored a goal in the first minutes, and the way we celebrated, we didn't celebrate that season. When we scored the first goal in October, November, December, January, we didn't celebrate in that way. The body language we celebrate. That is stupid detail. Say a lot. The passion what we had all the time, and this season we didn't have.
Did you notice that at the time, or is that something you've looked back on now?
Yeah, but we could not train. We have 12, 13 players. Every 3 games, we could not recover. We are not the pace and energy that is necessary to have. Now we can compete. They compete. To the best of the players, they have to feel they are not going to play. They have to feel it. I'm not going to play, and they could not feel it because we don't have players. We have 6, 7, 8 injuries most of the time. So and that was the biggest. It was another ones, but this was the biggest issue. We could not train because recovery we could not demand because they would not, do it. I remember many times we were good, 65, 70 minutes, and after we go down. Of course, you can make some changes and maybe Nico involve more or Maka involve more, and I didn't do that. Always I reflect on that now, but at that time maybe I didn't realize. So always I put in front about what happened that season. But we have to recover that spirit that we had during 9 years. The first season we didn't win, but we have an energy, we have new manager, and so on. This year didn't have.
Hi Pep, you mentioned Rodri being in the dressing room earlier. If you get to the final, is there any chance at all he could get involved? Or
I don't know. Is it training? Every training session is doing with us. So he's doing really well, I would say. But I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. Rodri wants, but the doctor is going to tell me, Pep, you have a green light to give you some minutes or so on. So I will not rely with the doctors in that case.
And also, Pep, if you got to the cup final, it'd be one of Kevin's last games for the club. How special would it be for him to sort of lift a trophy at the end?
Of course, it would be. He approved, so the amount of minutes he played since announced that is the last month here in Manchester City. The commitment is playing. Yeah, it will be good.
Pep, you and the team have built up such an aura over so many years, so many trophies, so many league titles. Largely undefeated at the Etihad. Obviously, this season, you've shown you actually can be got at, and you can be vulnerable. How difficult is it going to be to get that aura back? And can winning the FA Cup start that process again, start your move back towards that?
FA Cup win is not give you the certainty to come back what we were. Title is entitled. 2 days later, it's already forgotten. It's recover what we were, and that is a title. It's a number. Okay, we'll be happy. We'll be for our fans, for ourselves, because we compete to win. That obviously will be nice to finish in that way. To take a little break before we go to the World Cup. But I said that will not change. So the analysis has not been how many trophies you will not win when you are not performed like we were in terms of and everything. And what happened down can happen, right? So it happened all the teams in the world, not just Man City. It surprised me the Miz staying 8 years to arrive in that stage. So it can happen. Even with that, now we are third in the table. So the damage was not good, but it was not. But it was maybe for the public opinion or for everyone, they were not vulnerable. Of course, we were vulnerable even when we win. They are not the perfect teams. But for many reasons, I said 1,000 million times in this press conference, there are reasons why we drop maybe unexpectedly too much. And I had the feeling that next season will be better. We'll compete better. We'll be more who we are. And I'm not talking saying that we're going to win the Premier League, we're going to arrive last stages, Champions League or the FA Cup or Carabao Cup. I'm not talking about that because we will not have holidays, we will not have recovery, and I don't know how we'll react. But I think that I know the players even then realize that what they have to do to be a decent team, So I think Aston Villa came here with the last 11 games, won 10. So and in Villa Park against PSG was what a way to defeat. What happened sometimes with us in Champions League, with defeat. What a way to lose the games against Madrid, for example, here last season or previous season against Tottenham on these kind of things. That is the way I wanna lose, and I think Aston Villa have to be proud for that. And against the team like you feel when you are there, how good they are. We were there. We compete. We didn't concede much, and we were unstable with a good spirit and have a good spirit, have a good passion, desire, not tactics. And forget about it. Have this humble behavior to defend your club and your positions. Just have a big talent that, and I'm pretty sure we had, and we will have again. We will have again because I know the players, the club, and we will back again.
Set the embargo there for 10:30 p.m. on Saturday evening. Summit start.